Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV. My name is Joe Mason. Before I get started, once again, I'm going to remind you, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button so you get all updates for the next upcoming things. Right, we're going to talk ratings today, guys. Now, it was quite an interesting game, scrappy, but you expect that from a team like Porto. They're very sort of shithousey, they're very defensive, all of that sort of stuff. So we're going to get into it. Although it being a scrappy game, we got the result. It was as good as it could be. Now, let's go. We're going to go from goalie to strikers. So let's have a look. So hang on, who we got here straight away? Got him there in Chile. Yep, fantastic. Now, so we're going Mendy. I've given him a 7. What do you lot think about that? I think he did everything right. Didn't concede a goal against some pretty difficult opposition. I know they had 2 of their sort of most attacking players off for that game, but I think it was a pretty decent one. Didn't really let anything get by him. Didn't make anything look too difficult. So it wasn't too bad. Also, what we got next? We've got Aspie. I've given Aspie a 6. Now, I'm going to get some hate for this because I know we all love Aspie. It was his 150th game as a captain, and I know that, right? So I'm only giving that to him because he should have really gotten a goal, and I think out of all the defenders, he did look the most shaky. Having said that, still didn't let a goal in, so I couldn't give him anything less than a 6. Christensen and Rudy, I'm going to do that together. I'm going to give him a 7. I think their partnership's working really, really well. I think it's fantastic. They were both strong. They were both committed. I didn't really see them slip up too much. Only problem with Christensen's play today, I think that his long balls that were he was trying to whip into Rhys James or maybe even try and find Havertz, they weren't up to scratch. But then again, he did his defensive job perfectly, so you can't really go wrong with that, can you? What else have we got? We have got, right. So I'm going to go from right to left midfield-wise, and I know they're wing-backs. We're going to call them midfield for the sake of this video. Rhys James, one of the best performances I've seen him do for a very long time. I know he's had his time on the touchlines with Tuchel. He was trying to figure out where he'd prefer to play and things like that. But I think it was absolutely fantastic the whole way through. Yes, I do agree. Very poor. I've given Rhys James an 8. So I know sort of all similar. We got Rhys 7 here, Rhys 9. The only reason I didn't give Rhys a 9 is because you would have just wanted that assist, or you wanted him to just do a strive and run. I didn't see, but fantastic performance defensively. He's improved tenfold. You were worried. You used to worry about Rhys in the defensive, and sort of just he would rely on his attacking, but he's improved so much, and he was an absolute asset today. And thank God he was on the pitch. Jorginho. I've given him a 6. People might not like that, but he did his job, did it far better than he did when he was against West Brom, and he got an assist. You can't argue with that. It was a good pass. I know it was an absolute brilliant turn by Mount, but he got the assist. He didn't really put too much wrong, and in the first half, it was quite difficult for him to even go forward because of the defensive purposes of Porto's midfield today. So all in all, 6. And I've given Cover 6 as well. Again, for the exact same reasons. I don't want to bore you with saying the same thing twice. And there we got. Hello from Barnsley. Fantastic. What he assisted, so a 7. I would agree, but I would push him up to a 7 if he was able to actually get involved more in the first half. So I disagree with it on that point. But 6 and 7, sort of, it's not exactly chalk and cheese. 1 point's 1 point. But yeah, fair enough if you think it's a 7. Where are we? We're at Chile. I've given Chile. Do you know what? I'm giving Chile a 9. I've got him as 8 written down here, but looking back, fantastic. It didn't give up for the goal. Brilliant. And he did pretty much copied Rhys James on the left and did everything. He was fantastic again. He's had even more time on the bench because he's got Alonso to contend with, who has been playing well. But then Tuchel put his trust in him today. Absolutely Chile 9. 100%. And it was a fantastic goal. He had really good composure. You don't expect a left wing back to not only strive for that ball in the 85th minute, I think it was. Fantastic. Goes around the keeper with aplomb, something that a certain someone I'm about to talk about should do more often. which I'm probably going to get some stick for, but let's have some fun. We got Mount. I'm giving Mount an 8. Give him, oh, do you know what? No, I'm not. Give him Mount a 9. What we got? Mount 11. Yes, if I could give him 11, I would, but unfortunately, this isn't Spinal Tap, so we can't do that. Mason's getting a 9. Fantastic goal, and I can't put a foot wrong with him. And you know what? I'll cause some grief for all the Arsenal fans that will tune into this to try and give me stick later. He's a generational talent, and I got forced to say that by my mate, but I agree with him, and I'm going to keep saying it. He's perfect. He's a fantastic player. Every single manager he has had, they all find out that he's fantastic. You can't knock him, and if you can knock him, I don't think you like football very much, to be perfectly honest, because he's brilliant whatever he does. And then we get into the fun bit. Havertz and Werner, I can't give them more than a 5. I barely saw him for half an hour at the start of the game. It was difficult for them. Don't get me wrong; it was very tricky for them because our midfield we weren't getting the supply to them. But even so, when we did manage to eventually get the ball to them, I think Havertz touched it with his hand more than he did his foot. And then I think Tuchel sort of saw the same as me, gave him 15 minutes of the second half and brought on Giroud and Pulisic at the same time. And you know what? When your substitutes are getting the same rating as you, you're going to have to start doing better, I'm afraid. This was a game for them to prove themselves, and we didn't manage to get to. You thought, yes. Do you know what? Having said that, I actually gave Pulisic a higher rating than I gave Havertz and Werner. I've given Pulisic a 6. Very unlucky, hitting the crossbar. Clearly looked like he wanted to prove himself and sort of apologise for having to come off at half-time. Obviously, you saw his hamstring pull and all of that. And then I obviously can't really give Emerson anything. Kante did very well, gave the ball away a couple of times, but I think that's just the nature of how he's playing, sort of thing. And then yourself. And not only that, guys, I just think it was a fantastic performance all round. A very scrappy, very difficult team to break down, and we managed to do it. At one point, they were playing a back 7. Yes, let's talk about this. Everyone, get involved in this conversation. Absolutely, they need to improve their game. Absolutely, I do think we need to improve their game. You can't. I'm starting to run out of excuses, and I don't know how people keep finding them. I want to eat my words. I want to eat my words. I don't want to be right. I don't want to get frustrated every time. I don't want to not have any confidence when they haven't got the ball. But you can't not have confidence in them, because every time they get it, they're either Werner, he needs to be hitting those. I know he was a mile offside, but that's besides the point. He needs to be smashing that. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. we got Sammy saying he's not a fan of Werner. Also, he's giving him a big old 0. He actually said, if I gave him more than a 1 today, he shouldn't let me back on the channel. So So thank you very much. That's coming from a United fan by the looks of it as well. So I must be doing something right. Even though we won, it was a poor performance. I disagree. I'm going to agree to disagree on that. I think it was a scrappy game, and I think we do need to tighten up in certain areas. But I think against a team like Porto, you're going to have a scrappy game in order to win. So, yeah, fair enough. But I don't really see us. It was a fantastic first leg. Exactly what you expect from a first leg. And technically 2 away goals, which is just fantastic. So now the ball's in our court massively. And I know anything can happen in the Champions League, but especially without the lack of fans. And then who is John Smith? John. Lovely. Well, it sounds like this geezer is in a lot of trouble. Can we win it? Well, I mean, yeah, anyone that's still in the league, anyone that's still in it can win it, to be perfectly honest with you. But we've got the best chance of getting to the semi-final more than anyone else. Obviously you've got Bayern and PSG. Overall, a good team performance, but attacking line was poor. Well, of course it was. You've got two of the least confident strikers in Europe playing on the same team. You're gonna have difficulties when that comes to it. And when you've got Mason Mount being the best one, then what can you do? We're lucky to have him, and we'll be lucky to keep him. He's not going anywhere, but I mean that in the sense that everyone's going to want him because everyone needs a player like that, and we're lucky enough to have him. Very much so. Up the Chelsea. And there, what else have we got? Right, let's talk about Werner a little bit more, please, because I don't see enough people getting as frustrated as I am, and I feel like I'm the bad guy. The semi versus Madrid. I mean, it's on the cards, isn't it? 3-1 against Liverpool, and even Klopp said it's difficult without fans. But stranger things have happened, and I'm not going to say anything in case I eat my words before it gets to it. But either way, it's a difficult side to play either way. I know Liverpool had a bit of a disaster class at the back on Tuesday, but you can't knock them on their day. Pulisic needs to start over Werner. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't been too impressed with Pulisic this entire season, but I think the last few weeks he's really sort of like coming into his own and getting back to the player we thought we bought from Dortmund. So yeah, I would agree with you. I think he's got more to offer. Werner was bad, but to be fair, yeah, I agree with you. But when he eventually does get the service, nothing comes from it. And, 9 times out of 10, he's offside, so you can't pass to him in the first place. So, what else can you do for him other than just putting him in front of the goal line with no keeper? What do I think of Christensen's performance? What do you think of Christensen's performance? I think it was good. The only thing he needs to get better on is he needs to get better on his long balls because Tuchel has obviously set that up. That was part of the game today to get up to Chile, get up to Rhys, but you couldn't do that because they were quite poor. And towards sort of like halfway through the first half, he actually stopped trying them because he lost confidence in himself to do it. But defensively, I think he's been fantastic. And once again, another clean sheet. So let's just call West Brom a blip, yeah? Hudson-Odoi on the left, Havertz in the middle, Mount on the right. I'd take Tammy over Havertz at this point, and I wasn't Tammy's biggest fan either, but we need to start scoring. And after what was it, 6 to 7 weeks out, maybe even more, Tammy still is our top scorer this year. So I'm probably going to have to stop knocking him. I think talent beats price any day of the week at the minute, to be perfectly fair. And if the people that we bought a lot of money for aren't performing, sit them down. If we can get the best out of our attacking players while maintaining our defensive capabilities, yeah, that's true. But the end of the competition is pretty soon. So, and this isn't a dig. How do you and how does everybody else? How do you propose that we do that? Because I think we're running out of options for them, to be perfectly honest. Apart from getting him to play sort of a National League side in danger of relegation and getting them to score a hatful each, what can you do? We still can't score more than... Well, what do you want? What, do you want us to win 6-0 every game? What's the point in that? And then we just turn into a farmers league and we become everything that we don't like about other leagues. So, scoring 2 against Porto, you saw the performance they put in against Juventus. They played fantastically. And we hit the crossbar as well. And I know technically that's not on target, but that was a very good shot and very unlucky to not go in from Pulisic. Wrong game for Havertz. For me, yeah, I would have gone for Tammy instead because, just get that height and Tammy's got something to prove. Tammy wants something. He needs also Ziyech. No. I'm not. At the minute, I'm not a Ziyech fan. I'd much rather we have Pulisic and Mount sharing those sort of more attacking roles because at the minute, once you figure Ziyech out, once you figure out all he does is cut inside and ping it with his left foot, that's you. If he does it for the first 20 minutes, he's going to try and do it for the next 70. But all the defenders have clocked on, and which is probably why he's one of the most subbed players we have. What have we got? We still can. If we get the Hudson-Odoi on the left. Yeah, let's go back to this because I didn't actually talk about Odoi. Yeah, but then when you've got that, Are you talking that you want him instead of where Werner was today? Because that's probably one of the few places he hasn't actually played in under Tuchel. So you don't know if we could have that. I see your point. Rather have him for the second leg. Could unlock something for me. Well, yeah, he might be able to unlock something, but then what is there? What do we need to unlock? We're 2 goals up. You know what have we got? What the ball's in our court. You don't want to go at it all guns blazing and make a catastrophic error that we don't think would have worked in the first leg. So why would it have worked in the second? And then not only that, I don't think Tuchel would have that. Would do that to our team. We're 2 goals up. I think he's smart enough to realise that we're. Yeah, I've said it about 50 times now, but the ball's in our court, and that'll all be fine. What have we got here? Uh, Mendy is the best goalkeeper in the Prem. Wow. I don't know if you watched Saturday, mate, but it was. I think current form, no, but he's up there. What do I think of Chilwell today, Zane? He's other than Kante, he's without a doubt my favourite player. Ask anyone that knows me, he is absolutely my favourite. I love him to bits. I think he's fantastic. Opinions on Aspie's game? What did I give him? Gave him a 6. Uh, he is one of the most consistent players Chelsea have ever had. It was his 150th game to captain us today, which is a fantastic feat for anybody. Attacking wise, he was lacking. You know, he should have had a goal. Blatant goal, fantastic ball from Rhys James just before the first half finished. You know, he's not got the legs he once had, but it's Dave, mate. What are you going to do? He's fantastic. He's done a lot for us, and he should be in contention to play every week. And he proves himself week in, week out. And I can't knock him, to be perfectly honest with you. And then what are we on? What type of? Yes. Side note: that is a Gibson Les Paul, and it is lovely. Who's this? He's a big presence, but I'm a fan of Henderson. Yeah, yeah, that's fair enough. But you know, we'll talk about Chelsea. Let's not worry about Dean Henderson right now. I do think he should get a little bit more for England, though. To be perfectly honest with you, right, guys, what do we think of? How do we think Tuchel's game plan worked? Let's have a go with that one. Or have I missed a few here? Opinions on Aspie's game. Who should we? Oh, let's have a go. Who should we sign as Kante's replacement in the summer? Oh, don't make me think about that. If you actually go back into previous videos, I'm doing a talk about whether we should sign Goretzka or not. And a lot of people were saying that wouldn't be as good of an option as Joshua Kimmich might be. So let me know what you think. I think Kimmich would be a fantastic swap, but are Bayern Munich really going to sell their future captain to Chelsea? I don't think so. Havertz and Werner are really annoying. Yeah, they are, mate. I must agree with you there, unfortunately. Myself and my brother, I was quite excited about Werner coming, and my brother was very excited about Havertz coming. And we've both been far more and more disheartened every time they play a game of football. And it's just getting frustrating. I think it's just the fact that you watch these players in, let's face it, lesser league, not as physical, not as exciting, week in, week out. That is, you know, if you're not playing Borussia Dortmund or Bayern Munich or on their day, Mönchengladbach, you're not playing a very good team. You know, if you score a brace against a struggling Schalke, what good's that going to do when you're playing 38 games a season against huge, burly, massive defenders that won't give you an inch like they do in the Bundesliga? Werner said it himself. The physicality of the English Premier League is ridiculous compared to the rest of them. We don't need a replacement yet. He can go. Well, you say that he's had a lot of injuries. I'd be the first person to be upset. But 29 as a footballer with the amount of ground that he runs, and he's getting injured now. You're gonna have to think about it once again. Thoughts on team? I don't know. I think I, I mean, normally his best touch is when he's offside. So maybe if we just get that rule changed again, he might actually be able. Like that. No, I don't know what you're referring to, but if it's anything to do with Werner, absolutely not. I think everyone's getting frustrated with him, to be perfectly honest. Well, Havertz was starting to play very well until today. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He had one semi decent game the other week, and everyone was singing his praises again. But he didn't. What did he get? He got an assist, and he won us a penalty. That's probably the extent I've seen him. What is with the turquoise hair? I'll tell you. So I was raising money for the Alzheimer's Society, and the cause was you dye your hair a wacky color. So I picked blue. What I'll do, I'll find the link, and when this goes out, I will stick the link in the description. So that is why. Yeah, that's fair enough. But the international break, he's playing with different players. We haven't got those players. The only other player we have is Werder and Rudy. But who have they got? They've got Gundogan, they've got Kimmich, they've got Goretzka. They've got different players, and if you play well against them, and not without thinking, not they didn't play brilliant. One goal doesn't determine how fantastic a player's been the entire season. You get one goal, it's fine. When you think about it, you got Piera. He scored more goals against Stamford Bridge than Ziyech and Havertz have. That's you got to say something about that. We need a consistent striker right away. Yes, we do, but you can't solve it now. The season's coming towards the end. You just got to keep slugging away, slugging. And as much as it frustrates me, that's what you got to do. Thoughts on Mason Mount? One of the best. I say new. He's been around for a couple of years now, but he has impressed absolutely everywhere he goes. He impressed at Derby. He impressed at Derby under Lampard. He impressed at Chelsea under Lampard. He's now impressing Gareth Southgate, and he's also now impressing Thomas Tuchel, who is apparently an absolute control freak and serial winner. And he's one of the people that has actually completely just proved all of his haters wrong. Good on him. Talent beyond his years, and he'll be here for a long time. Havertz will be completely fine. Once he bulks up a bit, it will come. Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, time will tell with Werner. I agree with you on Havertz, but every time I've seen him in a physical battle, he's lost. Yes, he did. I didn't want to say Vitesse because I thought I was going to say it wrong. But yes, you are right. Ollie War. Could you see Mount being captain of the club? Of course, can. Who else is going to be captain of the club? Dave's not got that much longer in him. This Mason Mount boy, he is the new JT. He is our new JT. He's homegrown. He's perfect for all of us. All of our 5 descendants. Who should be sold next season? I don't think any of them should, but if someone was going to be sold, it's going to be Aspie. And we won't sell Aspie because we love Aspie. I don't think we should sell any of them. I think we're doing fantastically with them. Maybe Alonso. Get rid of Alonso, actually, because we love Chile. We all love Chile. Mount should play deeper, develop. No, yeah, but you don't need to. You don't need to make Mason Mount the new Frank Lampard because he's the new Mason. He's Mason Mount. He's not a new Frank Lampard. Different player, far more attacking. He's got more legs than Lampard have. And yeah, Lampard did sit back a bit more, but he was a box to box midfielder. He could play anywhere in the middle. It doesn't matter where he is. And I might be quite critical of Jorginho, but he didn't put a foot wrong today. Got an assist. Yeah, Alonso definitely can go. You think Zuma will go? I don't. I don't know. I'll tell you what, not today, but we'll get to it. We will get to it. I promise. We'll do a little blues acoustic session, which should be fantastic. Back to this. Where do you think Zuma would go though? Can't really fault today's performance. Clean sheet him again. Yeah, exactly. And I'm being facetious with half of these points, but you know you got to be. Otherwise, this would be a very boring chat. This would give Havertz and Ziyech more opportunity whilst maintaining Mount's ability in the team. Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want Mount to have to play a deeper role because someone that's struggling wants a chance. If someone wants a chance, play better than Mason Mount. It's gonna be a struggle, but that's what you got to do. Werner should be bent. Yes, he should. Give Tammy a chance. Yes. Well, yeah, like I said. No, I do not. No, Billy Gilmore does not need to go on loan. I love him. I love Billy Gilmore. And I think if what you guys are saying and you think Jorginho is going soon, then there's no reason that Billy Gilmore should not be at the forefront of this midfield. He's fantastic. I think him and Kovacic together would be mind-blowingly good. Or Kante, depending on what team you're playing. You can't play Kante all the time because, you get pocketed half the time. Forget Donnarumma. Do you know what? This isn't even sarcastic. That is a very funny joke. I like that. Tuchel doesn't like him that much. Yeah, which is mental. But I think the board will get involved there, much like the opposite of what they did with Declan Rice. I don't think they'll let him go, and I really hope they don't. Here's hoping, mate. Here is hoping. It's been a long time since 2012, and what a lovely thing we could do to round off a terrible 18 months for us. Rhys James, definitely the best English right back. Oh, yeah, I've got a few Liverpool fans that will disagree with you, but I agree. He's fantastic. He can defend far better than Trent, and he can attack far better than Wan-Bissaka, so I don't really see what the problem is. Play Rhys. Why would you not play Rhys? Be an idiot. Kante makes me laugh. Little fella is so good for no reason. What? Right, as a short man myself, what has height got to do with this? His ability is second to none, mate. You can be strong and small, 100%. Georgie is 29. I mean, Conte wants him, doesn't he? I think him going to Inter would be good. Get a bit of cash for him, possibly even a swap deal. Other than Kante, who comes into the pivot? Well, if you look at in the cups, I think Gilmore had a fantastic pivot. I don't see him. Yeah, I think. I think Rhys James is better than Kyle Walker. You heard it here first. Bar Thiago Silva, we don't have a midfielder or defender that passes well. We've got Rhys James. We definitely, yeah, of course we do. We've got Rhys James, fantastic passer of the ball. Trent can't defend. He should play midfield. We've still got to defend through midfielder. Got to defend anywhere on the pitch. He's not strong enough. Rhys James any day of the week. He's just always running about with a smile on his face. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's imagine that. Imagine going from a bin man to a World Cup winner. What a delightful story. Do you see our fault? I think I'm a huge fan of Luke Shaw, so I don't know with him in Chile because I think form-wise, Luke Shaw's on form more. He plays more week in, week out. Yeah, Rhys James is starting. No questions asked. He's the baddest man on the pitch. Yes, I love him. I actually said in the group chat, the shithousery coming from him is ideal. You can see him just pinching the thighs. That's what you need. You need a little bit of nitty gritty. Rhys James is fantastic in this role, probably the most strong and also technique. Better, yeah, he is better than Walker, but we play far more differently than Manchester City, so it's quite difficult to suggest. What do we want? Rhys's pass is more back more than forward. Well, yeah, he keeps possession. I'd rather him pass backwards than us keep the ball than smack it up to Timo Werner, who I don't think I've ever seen head of the ball apart from in the second half. He blasted over from about 2 yards out. What else we got? We've got Rhys James is a bit. Yes, okay, right. We love the Rhys James. Everyone loves it. He deserves respect. Well, yeah, I know he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying, you know, I do agree with you, but I think if there's anyone that's going to go, I'd rather it be Jorginho than Kovacic or Kante or Gilmore. Gilmore be a regular starter. I'd quite like to see Ampadu back. Out of all of that lot, I'd like to see Ampadu. I'd like to see how he does in a sort of like CDM sweeper role. Because, you know, he puts a shift in for Sheffield. And it's unfair, really, for him to be part of that relegation side. Because I think he's been one of the best players. Him and Jagielka. I know Jagielka's put a couple of howlers into his own pitch. But, all right, lovely. Thank you, guys. What's that? Is that more than half? Yes, it is. That's my darts maths coming in there. We should go for ramp. No. Get him as a free agent. But then you've got Thiago Silva and Sergio Ramos. We've got like the oldest pairing in the world. You know, he's not coming to. If he goes anywhere, it's going to be United. We need a centre forward at the summer and maybe a centre back. We've got good. I don't think. No, I don't. I want to stop. I want to get a well-tuned striker. I don't want to get a possibility. I don't want to get another all work in progress. I'm fed up with a work in progress. We've got 2 work in progresses at the minute, and they're not good enough. Gilmore is going to be some player in a few years' time. Yeah, exactly. So, surely we should learn from our mistakes. We've done it before. We've done it with De Bruyne. We've done it with Lukaku. We've done it with Salah. All of these people were on our books, and we got rid of them because we got fed up. We got bored. And I know I'm being a bit contradictory because I'm saying the same thing about Havertz, but I was already told that he was a generational talent. Whereas with the others, we just got told that they weren't good enough. You know, we shipped them off to Roma and Wolfsburg and things like that. We need a striker who is known to be good. Yeah, exactly. You need a. Who would you guys like? I know we've been talking. I know we saw Lewis and Kwaku talking about Lukaku or Haaland, but any other people for you? Who do you think? I think we need to keep hold of that. Yeah, no, of course. I'd rather get rid of Timo than I would Havertz, purely for age-wise and just, you know, anyone can run at the ball and kick it 50 yards in front of him. Havertz has got a bit more oomph to his game, in my opinion. We need a creative mid. Yeah. Aguero on a free. Yeah, I would love Aguero on a free because he does it. He is what you say. I know, obviously not a wide forward, but he's a forward and he just does so much. No, is Harry Kane a possibility? He'd be lynched. But, you know, to be fair, Harry Kane is world class. Let's not beat about the bush here. In a team like Tottenham, we know how shit Tottenham are, and he's still banging in goal at game after game after game. What a man. It's just a shame for the team he plays for. I cannot understand in which position Kai Havertz can be a complete. Well, he isn't at the minute. That's the problem. Doesn't matter where you put him. He's not complete. And that's not a dig. He's young. He needs to figure out where he plays best, and the only way he can do that is on the football pitch. Imagine if we signed it Mbappe. Well, that just won't happen. I hope it does. That sounds amazing, but we need Marquinhos. Do we? Do we really want Marquinhos and Thiago Silva back? Because I know they're good together, but what's the point? We've already got Thiago. He's just as accomplished, if not more. My favourite player of the season. Are we talking Chelsea or are we talking just overall? Because if we're going Chelsea, it's Ben Chilwell. I love Ben Chilwell. I think he's fantastic. I'm sad that he doesn't have as much game time under Tuchel, but I do understand it. I'm glad Alonso's playing well. I'd be more annoyed if he wasn't. That would be horrendous. If we're going the full Premier League, James Ward-Prowse. I think he's fantastic. I like Southampton. I like Hasenhüttl. I think they're brilliant. But I think, getting picked into the England squad, he's done everything he can do today. What do you think about if we got Odegaard? Nah, I don't want to do that ever. He's not good enough. He looks great in an Arsenal team. I think most of us could do an all right job in Arsenal's midfield at some point. And you can come at me if you want, Arsenal fans. That's just a fact, I'm afraid. How many players do you think we need with somewhere? Honestly, one. That's all we need. We've got enough. We've got brilliant players. Look how many people we've got to come back on loan. And you'll probably sniff your nose, you turn your nose up at me. But, you've got Conor Gallagher, you've got Ethan Ampadu. I've lost track of everybody that we've got on loan. It's fun. We've got so many good people. Malang Sarr's going to come back. Whether he gets a game, I don't know. If you had to choose, would you sell? I'd sell Werner. I'd sell Werner tomorrow if I had the choice of the both of them. And you know what? I keep saying this. I'm going to eat my words, and I really hope I do, because I want our strikers to be the best strikers in the league. Of course, I do. I'm not going to slate him when he's playing well as well. Yes, Barkley as well. Forgot about that. Thank you. Jorginho, yeah, that's it. He was fine, wasn't he? That's it. Should we sell Emerson? I like Emerson, but yes, if he wants to play more, football, he should go, because I think coming on for a 2-minute cameo every 2 months is probably a bit disheartening for any player. Oh, this would be quite good. Right, you lot. To have back in the starting 11, are you going Billy Gilmore or Conor Gallagher? What do you think? My opinion's Belgium, yeah. Batshuayi, no, I don't want him back. I don't want him. He's doing fine at Crystal Palace, and they can keep him, if I'm honest. I've got no strong opinion of him. He did okay for us. I don't want him back. Don't think he's good enough, and I think he's an asset for a team like Palace that do struggle for goals every now and again. All right, so we're getting... We've got a lot of players are going to be free at the end of the season. Yeah, but do we need them just because they're free? We've got... Oh... So we got everyone's going Gilmore, are they? Gallagher more ready for the first team. That's interesting to say, but are you only saying that because you've seen Gallagher play more, or yeah? What is it? You reckon we've got a chance of winning the UCL? Of course I do. Of course we're going to win it. Who do you think I am? Every game is hard now in the Champions League, and they're going to get progressively harder. Of course, you just got to play what's in front of you. And so at the moment, we've got a 2-goal lead against Porto. That is what's in front of us. Let's beat that first, and then worry about the semi-finals after that. What we got? I reckon we should put Gilmore on loan. Yeah, but do we want him? Why do we want him to be more expensive? We want to keep him. That's all well and good if you want to build him up and then sell him on. But if you want to keep him, there's no point in getting his price tag up. Gilmore was playing class under Lampard. Yes, that was. But, it's in the past. And as much as it breaks my heart, we haven't got Lampard anymore. So different managers, different opinions, I guess. He's just a bit more physically developed and further along. Yeah, that's fair enough. But then again, you've got Gilmore's getting more international football, I think, or at least he's looked at more for the Scottish side. Of course, that's mainly because Scotland haven't got the depth that England have in the midfield. But I think he's fantastic. I really like him a lot. Rudy or Zuma? Ooh, current form, Rudy. I think he's fantastic at the minute. And it would have been the complete other way around. If you asked me that 6 months ago, I would have shouted at you for even claiming that Rudiger should be on the pitch. But I think he's fantastic. He's totally come into his own, and I love him. I love him. You feel like nothing that Jorginho can do. Well, fair enough. That is fair enough. If we win the FA and the Champions League, yeah, that's stretching it a bit though. Will he be the best mid-season coach of all time? I mean, yeah, of course he will. But I don't know. Big Sam's been a pretty good mid-season coach throughout these years, for different reasons, obviously. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's who I forgot as well. What do you guys think? Has he got a future? I hope he does. I really liked him as well. I think all of the kids we sent out on loan that came from the academy are good enough to play for Chelsea. I don't think we'd still have them. I know we could send them out on loan. Let's just see what he does with Fulham for the rest of the season. They'll probably see how we go from there. We have a big squad. We should sell some players and get one decent striker. Yeah, but who are you selling? Yeah, I mean, like, what? You're going to have to sell. If we're talking about Haaland and people like that, you're going to need to sell 3 or 4 fringe players plus cash to get him still. Thoughts on Mount's development under Lampard? Of course, Lampard's got a lot of praise for this team. I know that abilities change, but Mason Mount, when you think about it, if we kept someone the likes of Sarri or whatever, he's not getting game time. And neither's Rhys. I mean, Callum didn't get too much under Lampard, but under Tuchel, someone like Sarri or whatever, they're not seeing the light of day. Too many good academy players. Yeah, I know. I do agree with that. But who are you taking from the academy, and who you not regarding Mount or Rhys or Callum, of course, because we have them still, or Tammy. Let's not forget Tammy. Thoughts on the rumours of Tammy being frozen out? I don't like it. I don't know. I don't want it to be true. I do understand why. We just bought a new striker that isn't improving very well. We've got Giroud, who is playing well, but I'm sure he's only got a year or two left on him. I don't want to freeze Tammy out. I want to give Tammy a chance. I want to give all young Chelsea players a chance because I want them to do well. It still doesn't. They can still frustrate me week in, week out. They don't perform as well as I think they should do. But who am I to judge? I'm just a fan. Like all of us, got my opinions. Yes, it did, which was a massive shame. Lampard should be a youth coach. I think there's a lot of those academy kids you can learn from. Yeah, and that's something to do with, that might be something to do with him. Talks of him being the England under-21 manager because he's just got that in him. He knows what it's like to be a young English player in the English Premier League, and he knows probably what to say and what to do. And with some experienced pros, he might not have said the right things. And learning curve. He got the job too early. If he had more experience, I don't think it would have ended the way it did, and I didn't want it to end the way it did. Every real Chelsea fan, like I'm sure all of you lot are, wanted him to do well, just as much as I did. He's been my favourite signing, Ben Chilwell. I love Ben Chilwell. He's my favourite. I'm a Chilly boy. He's fantastic. Every time that's a lie. There's been a couple of times he's been pretty poor, but 9 times out of 10, he's been fantastic. He bags an assist, he bags a goal. I love him. He gives me the Scott Parker vibes, just classic English footballer. Hard when he needs to be, like skillful when he wants to be. I think he's fantastic and a bit of a steal, really. I'm surprised Leicester sold him. Do you think pre-season matches will be vital for fit? I mean, they're always vital for fitness. But it just depends who you play. There's no point in going to sort of Leatherhead under 13s and spanking them 15-0. What's the point in that? You've got to play good people. You've got to play people you're going up against in the big leagues. You've got to go against Champions League winners or aggressive players. Yeah, that's fair. I think Lampard was a perfect manager for the situation we were in. Yeah, that's true. I would have given in to the end of the season, in my opinion, but 14 game unbeaten run, you can't go wrong, can you? Yes, everyone, get smacking the like button. Right, guys, I'll give you another 5-10 minutes, and then if anyone's got any strong opinions that they want to go for the next 5-10 minutes, if not, we'll give it a call there. If we pass Porto, you think it's easy to beat? No. It's never easy to beat Real Madrid. You've got one of their best players and best managers ever. Well, yeah, of course. Absolutely. Do you think that? Oh, yeah. uh, yes, yes, I do think we can win. Would we still be in the champion? I don't know, but it's important to say we wouldn't be in the Champions League this season without Lampard, because he overperformed last season, and I think that was detrimental to the reason he got fired so easily this year. We would not be where we are now without what we were with Lampard last year. And I don't know if we'd still be in the Champions League today, but we wouldn't even be having that conversation without him in the first place. Good questions, Ollie War. Keep them coming. Pulisic needs to start over Timo. Well, yeah, of course he does. Yeah, I agree with you completely. But then again, it's difficult because you want Werner to perform immediately, but sometimes you can't. Oh, do you though? Because I mean, Dortmund, they're one of the first teams to keep Haaland quiet, and they got lucky, in my opinion. Bellingham's goal was a shoo-in. That was ridiculous that I didn't go in. But then, what's the point? Like, that is crazy that the fact that the goal didn't go in. Let's talk about that for a minute. How lucky are Man City? That is ridiculous. Imagine the scenes if Werner scores a UC. Sort of. I know it wasn't the final, so gives me the Torres vibes. That would be fantastic. But let's get there first. Let's get there before we expect Timo. That is worth whatever we paid for him in spades if that happens. But I was wrong about Werner. We were all wrong about Werner, mate. You are not alone in that, and I'm going to get hate on. I know a lot of Chelsea Twitter. They'll hate me for it, but he's just not good enough yet. I'm going to keep using the word yet. Which Chelsea legend would you bring back? I'd bring back Didier Drogba. Is what I'd do. 100%. What? You're not going to bring back one of the best Premier League strikers of all time when you've got strikers that aren't performing? What we got? Would you rather Liverpool or Madrid in the next round? At the minute, I'd rather Liverpool. I think they're washed at the minute. Whoa. What? You saying Rhys James only got to 5 today? That's mad. You're a mad person. Zola. Yeah, but then who's getting dropped? Who's getting dropped for Zola? What do you think? What? Rhys James just not good enough? Nonsense. You're rubbish. Let's loan out Werner to a small club such as Spurs or Wigan. I don't know. It'd be a bit hard. I wouldn't call Wigan a small club. Yeah, of course. Everyone. Oh, I miss Drogba, man. Bring back Drogba. We love him. Madrid are coming for you. I hope so. It means we get to the semis. How do you think we manage the Real Madrid midfield trio? Just got to get tight on them. This is where someone like Kante is going to be. He's going to have to be ideal. You got to close. You got to be good in the air. Christensen and all that lot. You got Kroos that are just going to ping him in. You got Modric, who's just I've barely seen him get tackled. But I don't know. Well, he's the assistant manager, isn't he? So he might do that himself soon. At least Wigan have won a trophy in the last 10 years. No, I don't know. The Audi Cup's something, isn't it? Isn't it, Pete? Chelsea, yeah, of course they are. Of course they're the best team in London. They're wonderful. Chelsea, yes. I think Who do you think? What do I think of Havertz at the minute? I don't think that much of him, to be perfectly honest, but I think we've got a bit of him time. You can see he's got the strength in him. Oh, this is the blast from the past. Michael Ballack. I'll never forget him running after that ref in that Barcelona game. It's one of my favourite memories. One of my favourite memories of him. It's fantastic. Joe Cole. Nah, you're not having Joe Cole. What, you having Joe Cole instead of Didier Drogba? That's mad. Yeah, of course. And in other news, the sky's blue. Any Arsenal fans want to disagree with me there? Can't slip up on the weekend. Need a result against. But yeah, of course we do. Who was my man of the match? Ben Chilwell was my man of the match. Oh, I love him, and I know he's fantastic. What a run! He had the best composure. I love him. He's great. How can you not love him? Is Tuchel being fair playing Werner game after game whilst Werner drops to last class? No, no, he isn't. But Tammy has been injured, and it would have been wrong to put him in the starting lineup first and foremost today. We saw what happened when you bring a player back too early in Thiago Silva. You wouldn't want to do that with a striker, especially if his knock hasn't completely recovered yet. Would you want him? Look, if you look at the state he's in, do you really want him? Oh, fantastic. I was reading up on that the other day, and I won't try and remember all the stats, but they are absolutely mad. My front three right now. Ooh. My front three right now would be, so we're going, if we're going three at the front, Mason Mount here. Ooh. Tammy and Pulisic. They'd be my three for now. I'm not going to lie, Timo's a flop. Well, he's not a flop until he leaves. You can't be a flop until you've left. I think, let's just hope we don't have another Shevchenko on our midst, because that would be devastating. You think we finish top four? Oh, I don't know. It's tricky because West Ham are doing so well, which is horrendous to think about it. We'll finish above Tottenham. How's that? Is that a good enough answer? We will finish above Tottenham. You can have the most goals scored, you can have the most assists, but you'll never have more points than us. How's that? Petr, yeah. Them's were the days, isn't they? Is this the start of a joke? Or you were genuinely asking me because I didn't know that was a thing? Is it something to do with the number 9 shirt? I don't know. I just think it's something to do with buying people we think are number 9s and then turn out they're not as good as we thought they were when they're playing in a better league. Any last questions, guys? And then I will let you sleep. It's getting late. And then you can watch it another day. See my beautiful face. A Nelka. You want a Nelka back? Nah. I don't know. So what do we do? Focus on getting top 4 or risk putting 100%? No, you got to focus. I'd focus on top 4 before I would risk. Risk being the key word there. I don't think it's a risk because I think Tuchel's got it in him to know when to chop and change. But if you actually wanted to get 1 for 1, you're gonna have to risk top 4 because if you lose in Champions League, then you finish 5th. That's devastating. Would I want Tammy in the first 11? Well, yeah, he's a poacher. I don't want him to change the game. What did Lineker say? If you don't do anything for 89 minutes but score in 1 minute, you've done your job. And you have to. You have to. And then what is it? What's you Abs? What are you saying? You like me on this channel because I'm honest? No. Well, if you want honesty, mate, it's best policy in it. So you've got to go for it. What do I think about Jorginho? he shouldn't have started today. I would have picked Gilmore. I think Gilmore would have been fantastic in there, but hindsight's a beautiful thing, and he was actually good. What? No, he got an assist, man. Like, I understand. It was good. I'm not knocking him. I didn't have a terrible game, but he was not man of the match by a long stretch. When you think of Chilwell, Rhys James, Mendy had a fantastic game. Mount, that's 4 people off the top of my head. So I think no, I don't think so. I think when Ziyech does what we bought him for, I think he's fantastic. But I haven't seen it enough. Who have I seen it against? Barnsley and Sheffield United. Well, he deserved it more than 20 people on the pitch because only 2 of them scored, and he played really well the whole game. So I don't see how he's definitely top 5 for being man of the match. Have we won it? Honestly, I think PSG are terrifying. I don't want to play them. If they do, what a story it would be for Tuchel. But that is if we both got into the final. But yeah, they'll be very tough. As we saw yesterday, tough cookie to crack when Vinicius is on. Wow, what a player! I know he got a couple of gifts, but it was fantastic. Fantastic. Other than the goal, he wasn't as bright as he was in. Well, yeah, you can't be. Well, yeah, you can't be great all the time, even though it is Mason Mount, and in my opinion, definitely can be. That goal is worthy of man of the match on its own, in my opinion. It's an away goal, so even if it was 1-1, it essentially counted for. Even if it was 1-0, it essentially counted for double. Well, he had 2 dinners yesterday. Then I'm afraid he did score twice against Liverpool, and the first goal was a peach. You'd be anyone would love to score a goal like that. It would be insane. We have to play 5 at the back with James coming to right back. I don't know, man. Jorginho was man of the match on multiple channels. That's fair enough. I haven't looked at them yet because I've been here. But yeah. Would you rather Werner score a hat-trick or Havertz score in the Champions League final? I'd like to win 4-0 in the final and Havertz score a hat-trick and Havertz score a Champions League final. How's that? Everybody wins then. I'd like to win 4-0. You heard it here first. We are going to win 4-0 in the Champions League final. How's that? How's that for you? Clickbait. Can't wait to get back in the Matthew Harden stand. Neither can I, mate. I don't think any of us can. And I hope to see all of you there. I'm sure I'll have my blue barnet before there. Everyone, guys. So we're going to call it a miss there. So make sure you tune into the live fans. I'll be there with you. I'll be watching alongside because even though I'm on the channel here myself, I'm also, like you, a massive fan of this channel, massive fan of the team, massive fan of the people that are on it. So join in now. I hope you had a lovely evening, guys. Look after yourself. Keep safe. Do not forget to go onto my Twitter. Follow me at BluesBroJoe. My Just Giving page is on there for the Alzheimer's Society. Thank you very much for joining and staying with me for so long. Thank you for all your questions. I hope to see you soon. I love all of you too. Please join our live phone in now. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a lovely rest of the evening.